What is going on YouTube? Chrono here and welcome back to another PSO2 update video. It's been a while since you guys have seen this character on the channel. We've had a lot of free-to-play Chrono recently on the channel, just kind of going through some stuff, so I wanted to go ahead, hop back over to our main, let you guys know that we have not forgotten about him. He's still getting plenty of love and care, but you know, he just wasn't the focus of the channel at the moment, so you hadn't seen him in a while. His drip did actually change just a little bit, and it's going to change again with his most recent update. So to start things off today, we're going to be going over everything that you need to know. I guess the whole video, not just to start things off, but we'll be going over everything you need to know post the maintenance on January 11th. We're going to start out in-game, and then we'll take care of a few things that are over on the website. So without much else to say, let's go ahead and just jump right into this, shall we? That's the button. All right, cool. So start things off, we do have the next round of seasonal point missions or seasonal point shop, which is actually pretty good. The seasonal point shop this time around is pretty solid. We can see we have last week's seasonal shop still here available to you. It looks like the seasonal shop before that did go away, so it looks like the previous one is gone. This will be here available until the 17th, so you've got this week to go ahead and grab a hold of this, and this will stay here until the 31st, which is like a week after it's probably supposed to end, so not too bad here. But we can see we've got our usual star gems, special scratch tickets, both solid, not very expensive, so we can get our star gems very easily for 2.5k, and then we have our special scratch ticket for 2.5 as well, so 5k, very easy to get. And some of the most important things from these actually. We also have dash skate C, it looks like, so they're giving us, it looks like a pinkish red skate, which is not bad. Definitely a fan of this as far as motions go, as you guys know on the channel. We have some pretty solid capsules. These aren't really all that important. The Gigas are really nice. This is going to cause Gigas to go down in price. Also going to make it easier for people who are trying to set up their gear because Giga stat is actually very good. We have Arati and Vardy Soul. Honestly, I would have preferred they put, you know, I don't want to say a good soul, but I would have preferred they really put what's it called, the boss souls in here. So if we saw Farid soul in here, that'd be really nice. But unfortunately, all they put is Varadi and Arati soul in here, which they're not really all that useful unless you're going for a full potency setup, which realistically there's not much of a reason to do that. But you can buy 40 of them, which is very nice. That's enough for basically a full suite of armors and a weapon, where you can only get 10 of these, which I don't understand why they do this. It should be 40. You're not augmenting, you know, 10, 10, and 10 on each of your units. This should be a full 40, but yeah, I digress. It shouldn't be too bad. Basically, buy all of these and sell the ones that you don't need, and you'll be able to purchase the other ones. Every Gigasmite is going to be more expensive, so just keep that in mind. Mastery is in the shop. However, exactly as I figured, there are only 10 of them, meaning that it's not going to absolutely destroy the cost of Mastery 4, but it is going to bring it down into a reasonable state, at least for this week. So if you are someone who wants to go ahead and go in on your masteries, by all means go for it. If you're someone who wants to sell these masteries, maybe pick up the 10 and sell them immediately. Maybe pick up your 10 and hold on to them. It's possible they could be worth more in the future. Usually when new gear comes out, people are going to be augmenting, so but try not to hold on to them too long. Usually when things like this start to happen, it means that there's going to be new masteries on the horizon. And then outside of that, we just have our Tenebrous weapons and end grinders at the very bottom here, so nothing too crazy to report there. Trying to think, I want to say we want to make sure, oh yeah, we have the new scratch, which I'm not going to be covering the scratch. Skulls actually does a video where she covers the new scratches, so I'll be leaving a link in the video description to that. You guys should definitely check that out. This scratch is actually really cool. We'll check and see if there's anything crazy in the okay, so there's nothing too crazy here. Elegant, wait, they have Elegance EX and Shadow Swim EX in here. That's very interesting. Yeah, nothing too crazy in here. We have an augmentation success rate plus 30%, and that's really about it. And then I don't believe we have anything in the way of, yeah, campaigns. Campaigns are pretty much empty, so I will see you all over on the NGS site for the rest of what we have to go over. So here we are over on ngs.pso2.com. In case you guys are ever curious of where we grab this information from, this is pretty much the place to be. So to start things off, we're going to check out the usual end of scheduled maintenance article, just to make sure we haven't missed anything here. So yep, end of scheduled maintenance. It ended on time. Super dope. Always nice to see that. It does give us a link over to the update details. So that's the next article we'll be looking at. So in case you're ever curious of trying to find that, find the end of maintenance, you'll get to the update details, and that'll take you to whatever new is going on. Confirmed issues, of course, with color synchronization text not displaying properly. I feel like this is the case every single, like, what's going on here, man? Like I feel like this happens every single update. I don't know. It doesn't really matter too much to me personally. So like whatever. But it, the fact that this is always here is kind of a concern, honestly. And then the usual bug fixes. I don't think there was. I read through this earlier, but I don't think there was anything that was super important. Flawless unit potential, rate PP consumption down, and critical rate increase effects are removed whenever one is using the force class PP conversion skill. That's actually huge. I'm glad that got fixed. I had no idea that was the case. That's a huge problem for forces. That's crazy. Lagging may occur when adding preset skills in the item lab. I experienced this. It wasn't a huge deal because we don't really want to do this a whole lot anyway. And then that was really about it that matters at the very least. Actions, boss enemies now occur, same as their attacks. Physically, bug, okay. All right, yeah, so nothing too crazy going on there. Nothing too big to worry about. And then lagging may occur in the salon and NGS and base PSO2. I feel like that's just the fact they didn't reset the servers, but I digress. Moving on. We have our update details article, and nice thing about update details is they show you, of course, the instruction video for the section of the update that we're currently in, and they give us a link directly to the actual time frame in the update article that we are at. Awesome. I don't know why this is the case. I didn't realize this was going to be happening, but we got randomite, so that's dope. If you're up early enough and you see this video go live, check out the randomite. Go ahead and grab it if you can get it before reset, which is at 7 a.m. EST. You'll be able to get an extra round of randomite, which is super dope. Oh, we did not pop through. I thought I had the update article already here. So limited time event, winter 2023 and more. So we've got the winter time event. It's kind of weird there. I feel like they did this on, the reason they did this was to not skip over an event. Because I know some people are like, oh, I hate this event that's changing every single week, right? Like it's going crazy. We have different event points and things like that. I get it. I wish they would have kept the shop together. It would have been really nice to be able just to farm consistently across the 3 weeks and get everything you wanted to get. So I think that's a bit of a ball dropped on their end, but I get why the event's happening this way. They're just trying to catch up, right? Doing a Christmas, doing a New Year's, and then doing a winter event because they didn't really do all of these things to then get themselves in a better position to kind of move forward. It is kind of sloppy, I think, personally, but again, I kind of understand why it's being done this sort of way because they've been on the back foot for a while when it comes to events, especially when NGS originally released. So this will get them caught up and in a good spot, I think, moving forward. So winter event comes to Central. We have Zia Emmy in a long sleeve knit dress. So Zia Emmy is back for those of you guys who are a fan of Zia Emmy. Collect and exchange seasonal points for various items. We went through the seasonal point shop. It does include the weapon camo. So here it is. It is only 100,000 points, so it's nothing too crazy, and it's 10% Almaty. So there you go for those of you guys who have been looking for the 10% Almaty weapon camo. It is right there. So this is kind of sad, but we'll go over this in a minute because no, it's not. New field races, super dope. North Alio has a new board race, and Redham has a new board race stage as well. Those of you guys who like doing the races, I've seen videos of people doing races and absolutely enjoying them. So those of you guys who do the races, those are up. Limit time quest practice drill sandstorm windup. We'll be running this. I probably will be running this for a video, so just keep an eye on that. I haven't run it just yet. I'll probably do my first run of it and then probably do a solo run and post both of those and see how well we do. And then we have the scratch ticket, the quaint ensemble. Again, we're not going to be covering this too much in detail, but I do love the fact that they're selling shoes separately now, by the way. So that's super cool. You should keep an eye out for that. And then we have, of course, the the 3 winning entries from the Redham release celebration in the NGS video submission contest. We have the Rappy and Me emote, the floating bookworm, and then, of course, the Shadow Swim EX. So that's pretty cool. And that is it. Yeah, okay, cool. Just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Nice. So that is it for the update news. Let's pop over to known issues. So known issues, we talked about a little bit beforehand, but this is kind of like a big one. The flawless unit potential, removed effects when utilizing PP conversion. That's crazy. I guess I never really noticed it because I don't use force anymore as my subclass. I just have a specific weapon for fighting PSE burst that works perfectly fine. I don't have to worry about swapping my subclass. I do like that a whole lot. And then, of course, Alliance Leader's comments are not displayed correctly if entered and saved text is 129 characters or more. That's interesting. Okay, so if it was too long, it was an issue. Regarding the respawn timing of randomite available in gather materials, the respawn time for randomite was made available on 111 EST at 7 a.m. EST. Hang on. The respawn timing for randomite. Oh, basically, this is just saying that, you know, randomite can still be used. Okay, this is just a randomite appear following scheduled maintenance on 111. Respond. Okay, yeah, so this is just saying when randomite will be respawning. I feel like they also do this every single time randomite pops up. This is probably just to make sure that people know this is supposed to happen. Basically, if you gather randomite before reset, you can gather it again. It's not supposed to be like randomite is gatherable every single day. It's weekly, and this is before the weekly essentially. So gather it before the weekly resets and you're good to go. Regarding copyright infringement and illicit activities, this is an interesting one that I wanted to go ahead and include in this mix. So regarding copyright infringement and illicit activities, SEGA Corporation, SEGA, we or us, this is the developer and operator of Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, hereinafter referred to as PSO2 NGS. All rights, this is a big one, referred to as PSO2 NGS. People keep calling this PSO2 NG. I don't know why. I guess it's for New Genesis, but NG user refers to new game, and they probably don't want that as branding. But anyway, all rights to the copyrighted works in PSO2 NGS are owned by SEGA Corporation. Generally, players may post writings, images, and videos related to PSO2 NGS on their personal non-commercial homepages, including websites, blogs, SNS image/video postings, bulletin boards, and other services. However, publication of unreleased PSO2 NGS information is strictly prohibited. If we determine that unreleased information was obtained by unauthorized or illicit means and published in breach of PSO2 NGS terms of service, we shall demand the removal of such materials and suspend the associated user accounts. If such materials are not promptly removed, we may take additional measures upon consulting with the relevant authorities. So we can foster an enjoyable experience and community for our players. We are fully committed to combating unauthorized and illicit activities in PSO2 NGS. Thank you for your continued support. This is why we don't cover leaks. That is why. It's because of where they usually obtain from and illicit activities, and they quite literally do not want you to make content about them. They don't want you to cover them. While they're available, you guys can look at them. Sometimes we talk about them on stream, not a huge deal. This is not something that we will ever cover in a publication format on the channel because quite literally it's against TOS. They don't want you to do it and they're going to take it down. So this is why this doesn't happen. Again, we have these sort of things posted in Discord. You guys are more than welcome to read about it, check it out. But a big reason why this happens too is because leaks aren't always finalized content. It's something I want to talk about in a future video as well, but something that people were looking at when they were looking at the roadmap was they saw a bunch of stuff on there. They're like, oh, well, you know, there are things like, you know, our what is it? Limited tasks and things like that. Like that's not really content for the game itself. No, that's just stuff that they know confirmed that's going to happen. They can be wiggled around and moved around back and forth, but they know for sure this is something they're going to release. There's definitely more in the works than what's shown in that situation, but they don't want to tell us about it until they know for a fact that's something that they're going to release. They know it's going to be in a finalized state. SEGA does this thing where they work on stuff in the background and they just don't tell us about it for a long period of time because they don't want to then have to own up to it not working out, right? Which is the smart way of doing things if you're a video game company, because players will hold you responsible forever if you ever don't release something that you say you're going to release. Just look at World of Warcraft and you'll see what I mean. But it's a smart thing to do. It's the way you should do these things. That's why they're so big on making sure that they take down these sort of things, because it's going to make them look bad. Imagine that someone data mines 3 or 4 other classes and they scrap the entire idea. Now they have to answer for something that was never planned on being in the game completely in the first place. And while you as a player might be like, oh, well, I'd like them to answer to that, as a business is not a good look. So I get where they're coming from, that situation itself. This is why we do this in sort of way and why it will be always looked at in that sort of way. We'll always check it out in Discord, but that's about it. Moving on, we have the use of AC. Oh, it's an AC campaign. Okay, I was like, the use of AC get items. What? the wording here really threw me off for some reason. It looks like striped uniform. Oh, we're getting the collaboration items. Yeah, we're getting the collab items. I think this was from a. Hold on, guys. Give me one second. Let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, shout out to Uber for reminding me what it is. It's the Lawson's collaboration. PS2 had a collaboration with Lawson's that was only happening in JP. If you're curious, Lawson's is a it's a convenience store. So there you go. That's super cool. We get the collaboration items. So let's see, where is it? Bam. The collaboration items, basically the outfits in those colors, and then we got the eat roll cake. And we're actually getting, yeah, PR Pose 7, which is a nice added bonus. So it looks like this is just for purchasing AC. Is it spending AC or purchasing? Who use more than, oh no, it's actually using AC. Okay. If you had AC available and you were just saving it, if you spend it here, you're good to go. So that's pretty dope. Let's see, boost instead. Oh, the roll cake gives us a 10% try boost for 24 hours. Yeah, we know this still needs to be addressed. Anyway, It gives you 3 of those, so 3 24-hour boosts. That's actually very nice. Awesome. And then the eat roll cake item. That's super dope. Okay, this is nice, and it's not like it's a crazy amount. It's 2000 AC. It's basically less than a single 12 roll, which is pretty standard in current AC scratches, and this is going on for, it looks like, a week. Okay, dope. That's super awesome. So you get yourself a shirt, probably double of these shirts, I'd imagine they've done beforehand. The PR pose, the e-roll cake, the actual roll cake item, and then tea time. And even if you only use a very little amount, that's pretty dope. Of course, they put the roll cake in the highest one because that's what they're gonna do. Again, nothing too crazy there. Let's move on. This one's a bit sad. So regarding the Arks record challenges scheduled to start on the 11th, so due to confirmation of an issue in one section of the task, random challenge records Ordinal task rank 7 solo and Ordinal tower rank 7 party scheduled to start as an Arks record challenge after scheduled maintenance on the 11th has been canceled. Compensation for the cancellation of the Arks record challenges is currently under consideration. The detailed timing will be announced at a later date. So the unfortunate truth is this gives the idea that they were unable to fix it from last time. It looks like there was an issue where players were able to essentially just auto kill a boss somehow. I didn't really look into it. I didn't really want to know about it because then of course people would ask me about it. And it's all of these things, right? But regardless, this was an issue, right? Because they have to stay vague on these situations. And yes, when you're dealing with situations like this, where you're dealing with bugs and problems, you absolutely need to stay vague on these situations. Because if you're not vague, then it cues people into how this happens, or if this is still happening, then they look into this. Even the fact that I made this video mentioning that there was a bug beforehand means that people are going to go look to see if that bug still works now, if that's the reason they're doing this. It could be something completely different, who knows? But because of the way that you have to report on these things, now it looks like they never fixed it from beforehand. And it's possible that they just didn't never fix it from beforehand. Like they thought they might have fixed it and they just didn't. We hadn't heard about it. People got suspended for doing it in the first place. So regardless, that is the case. I'm not sure what the bug is, why it's happening, or what they need to do to get it fixed, but it just sucks. It sucks that it's a thing. It sucks it's an issue. It would suck that if it's a new bug or a new issue they've come across, but I'm glad they're doing this before it actually started. I just wish this was something they had noticed like a week in advance, because I know there are people that have been preparing for this to run this sort of stuff. Like they've been setting up their gear, setting up their augment, things like that, to go ahead and run this challenge specifically. And it sucks that all of their prep work now is more or less ruined. So, dicks out to the homies that are that they were setting up to do Ordinal Tower. I'm so sorry. I know of a couple of friends that were getting their group together to run Ordinal Tower. The TLDR. This is so sad. Anyway, moving on. We have the event scheduler just rolling through to see if anything is going to be ending. Anti-boost still looks like it's going on. Arks Cash Super Sale is going to be continuing, which is super dope. So in case you need to get some Arks Cash for this campaign, or the new urgent, or the new scratch that's up, make sure to go ahead and grab those from the different individual stores. Keep in mind you can buy this. Just give us the article. Let's see. Yeah. Keep in mind you can buy this off of the Microsoft Store, the PlayStation Store, Steam, and the Epic Game Store. And if you do go to the Epic Game Store to purchase it, you do need to make sure they're using code ChronoCatastrophe at checkout. It does help me out. Completely free. Super dope that they actually have this available for us. So kind of why I low-key kind of wish that that PSO2 came out on the Epic Game Store before it came out on Microsoft Store, because this would have been super game-changing for a lot of us that were playing the game at the time, because we'd be able to use our codes and be super, super helpful to all of us. But I digress. That's besides the point. If you're getting AC, make sure to go ahead and grab it from those different platforms. It's a one-time purchase only. It's basically 16,000 AC for about $80 USD. Super awesome. And you do need to log into that version of the game to be able to go ahead and get the AC. The PlayStation Store, that AC is only on the PlayStation Store version. So if you're buying it on the PlayStation, make sure you log in, spend that AC on the PlayStation Store version, or hold on to it, whatever it happens to be. But you have to be logged in on that version to be able to go ahead and use it. So that's super dope. And I think that covers just about everything we've got. Yeah, that takes us directly to the end. There is nothing else that's super important here. Yeah, no, Frozen World is ending next. Okay, yeah, so we should be good to go. That's all I've got for you guys today. If you have any questions, feel free to toss in the comments below, guys. Let me know what you're excited for, what you are looking forward to in the AC scratch if you guys checked out Skull's video. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to keep up with more, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Peace out.